So fresh off a 19-yard on 13 carry disaster of an outing in week 4, is it time to really concern ourselves with Carolina Panthers running back Miles Sanders? This is the Fantasy Sports Boss with another Crisis Point video. So Miles Sanders is in the crosshairs of his owners right now as he's coming off a 6.2 PPR performance where, again, 19 yards on 13 carries, 3 catches for 13 yards, hobbled by a groin injury. Chuba Hubbard making this almost a 50-50 share. What is going on here, and is this going to continue? Now, a little history here. Miles Sanders brought in by the Panthers to be what looked to be a bell cow situation. He was handed a pretty pricey contract for a running back, considering all the issues we've been hearing about the devaluing of the position during the offseason. And the expectation was he was going to be a 3-down back. He caught passes pretty well when he first started out with the Eagles. Last couple of years, not so much. But the Panthers seem to believe in him. He comes off a really good 2022 rushing campaign with the Eagles. Now, it was very hot and cold. Some of his big games really kind of covered for the bad ones, and there were quite a few. But the overall production was good, especially on the ground collecting touchdowns for a good Eagles team there. However, this season, 11.8 points in the opener PPR, then 7.7 in week 2, 17.2 in week 3, was able to score his one and only touchdown. Then, of course, last week, 6.2. There's good and bad. So on the one hand, Sanders is getting the targets right now, right? So right now, going into week 5, he's got 15 catches, 23 targets, 81 yards. That's pretty good for a guy who wasn't really utilized in the passing game and really was criticized for it the last couple of years. So that part of it is good in a PPR league. Now, running the ball though, this is just not good at all. Okay, so 54 carries for 158 yards. That is a 2.9 average, which is beyond pathetic, right? I mean, it's embarrassing how bad that is. He's got a lost fumble. And this is a guy who was 4.9 last year, 5.5 in 2021, 5.3 in 2020. And then Hubbard now is nipping at his heels. So should we be concerned about him going forward? Now, to me, I'm still a believer in Sanders. Listen, this offensive line is not good. This is a rebuilding team. It's very difficult. And he's battling a groin injury. It's been going on for a while. Now, you could knock Sanders for his injury history, no doubt about it, for sure. But Chuba Hubbard is really nothing special behind him. He hasn't exactly flashed either. So I don't think that's an issue for me. And again, this is a guy who, for his career, is 4.9 per carry. And like I said, 4.9 last year, 5.5 the year before that, and 5.3 the year before that. So Sanders has a long track record of being a good runner, okay? Certainly on much better Eagle teams and better offensive lines. And he's catching the ball well this year. And as far as catching the football, 50 catches as a rookie shows he can do it. So I think the volume will come back when Sanders feels a little bit more healthy. Hubbard is not really doing much in his place to kind of put pressure on him that he's always going to steal the job. I don't see that happening. So I think Miles Sanders, if you want to buy low on him, I don't think it's going to cost a lot. And I think for a flex play, if you can buy low on him and get him for a flex, I think it's not a bad idea. Granted, it hasn't been good right now, but I think if he can get himself healthy, I think that there's better days ahead there. The talent is still there. It's obvious. And I think Sanders, again, as long as he gets healthy, I think he should be all right the rest of the season. All right, guys, hit that subscribe button. More videos on the